Welcome to Random Crime Vids Daily, where we explore the deepest, darkest corners of human nature and unravel the most perplexing mysteries. In today's episode, we dive into the chilling tale of a honeymoon that turned into a nightmare. Discover the shocking secrets that emerged in the picturesque coastal town of Ocean View, California, as we unravel the disappearance of 28-year-old Sophia Martinez. Join us as we navigate through webs of lies, deceit, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Buckle up, because this is a story you won't want to miss. Today's episode unravels a tale of a wife who vanishes on her honeymoon and the shocking secrets revealed about her husband in the picturesque coastal town of Ocean View, California. The disappearance of 28-year-old Sophia Martinez during her honeymoon sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community. What began as a celebration of love quickly spiraled into a nightmare, leaving friends, family, and investigators scrambling for answers. As the investigation unfolded, a web of lies, deceit, and shocking secrets came to light, turning a missing persons case into one of the most talked about criminal investigations in recent memory. Sophia Martinez, a vibrant and ambitious marketing executive, had always dreamed of a fairy tale wedding followed by a romantic honeymoon. Her dreams seemed to come true when she met and fell in love with James Thornton, a charming and successful real estate developer. Their whirlwind romance culminated in a lavish wedding at the Ocean View Grand Hotel, with over 200 guests in attendance. The newlyweds planned to extend their stay at the hotel for a week-long honeymoon before jetting off to the Maldives for another 2 weeks of marital bliss. However, just 3 days into their honeymoon at the Ocean View Grand Hotel, Sophia vanished without a trace. On the morning of July 15, 2023, James Thornton frantically approached the hotel staff, claiming that his wife was missing. According to James, he had woken up to find Sophia's side of the bed empty. Her phone, purse, and other personal belongings were still in the room. There was no sign of Sophia. Hotel staff immediately notified the Ocean View Police Department, and Detective Sarah Collins was assigned to lead the investigation. As she arrived at the scene, Detective Collins was struck by the eerie calm that seemed to envelope the luxurious hotel suite. The bed was unmade, a half-empty glass of wine sat on the nightstand, and Sophia's favorite novel lay open on the balcony chair, as if she had just stepped away for a moment. James Thornton, visibly distraught, recounted the events of the previous evening to Detective Collins. He claimed that they had enjoyed a romantic dinner at the hotel's five-star restaurant, followed by a moonlit walk on the beach. They had returned to their suite around 11 p.m., shared a bottle of wine, and gone to bed. James insisted that he had not heard anything unusual during the night and had no idea what could have happened to his new bride. As the investigation began in earnest, Detective Collins and her team combed through hours of security footage from the hotel and surrounding areas. They interviewed hotel staff, guests, and local residents, hoping to find any clue that might lead them to Sophia's whereabouts. The community rallied around the search effort, with volunteers organizing search parties and plastering the town with missing person posters. However, as days turned into weeks with no sign of Sophia, suspicion began to fall on James Thornton. Friends and family of Sophia came forward with troubling accounts of the couple's relationship. Sophia's best friend, Elena Rodriguez, revealed that Sophia had confided in her about James's controlling behavior and sudden mood swings. Elena expressed regret for not speaking up sooner, her voice trembling with a mixture of guilt and fear as she recounted instances where Sophia had seemed nervous or withdrawn in James's presence. Further investigation into James Thornton's background revealed a pattern of deception that sent shockwaves through the community. Detective Collins discovered that James had been married twice before, a fact he had concealed from Sophia and her family. Both of his previous marriages had ended under mysterious circumstances, with his ex-wives cutting off all contact and refusing to speak about their experiences. As the police dug deeper into James's past, they uncovered a trail of financial irregularities and suspicious business dealings. It emerged that James's real estate empire was built on a foundation of fraud and embezzlement. He had been using his charm and good looks to lure wealthy investors into fraudulent schemes, siphoning off millions of dollars for his personal use. The revelation of James's true nature sent ripples of shock and disbelief through the community. Those who had attended the couple's wedding just days earlier struggled to reconcile the image of the doting husband with the emerging picture of a cunning con artist. The fear that had gripped the town since Sophia's disappearance took on a new, more sinister dimension as people began to wonder what other secrets James might be hiding. As the investigation intensified, Detective Collins and her team focused on James's movements in the days leading up to and following Sophia's disappearance. They discovered that James had made several large cash withdrawals in the weeks before the wedding, totaling over $500,000. He had also been in contact with a known smuggler operating boats out of a nearby marina. The police brought James in for questioning multiple times, but he maintained his innocence, insisting that he was just as desperate to find Sophia as everyone else. However, his cool demeanor and practiced responses only served to heighten suspicions. Detective Collins noted how James's eyes would dart around the room during questioning, how his fingers would twitch ever so slightly when pressed on certain details. It was clear that beneath his polished exterior, James was a man with much to hide. As weeks turned into months, the search for Sophia continued, but hope began to fade. The once bustling tourist town of Ocean View became subdued, a pall of fear and suspicion hanging over its sun-drenched streets. Locals who had once prided themselves on their tight-knit community now eyed newcomers with suspicion, wondering if they too might be hiding dark secrets. The case took an unexpected turn when a hiker discovered a hidden cave system along the coastline about 5 miles from the Ocean View Grand Hotel. Inside the caves, investigators found evidence of recent human activity, including food wrappers, a portable camping stove, and, most disturbingly, strands of long dark hair that matched Sophia's DNA. This discovery reignited the investigation and public interest in the case. Search teams scoured the cave system and surrounding areas, looking for any sign of Sophia or clues to her fate. Community hopes were raised only to be dashed again as each new lead burned into another dead end. As the investigation continued, more of James Thornton's secrets came to light. A former employee of his real estate company came forward with information about offshore accounts and shell corporations used to hide ill-gotten gains. It became clear that James had been planning to disappear for some time, possibly with a significant amount of money. The police also uncovered evidence that James had purchased a variety of camping and survival gear in the months leading up to the wedding, items that were nowhere to be found in the couple's home or hotel room. This discovery led investigators to theorize that James might have been planning to hide out in the wilderness, either alone or with Sophia. As the one-year anniversary of Sophia's disappearance approached, the case had become a national sensation. True crime podcasts, documentaries, and news specials all focused on the mystery of the vanished bride and her husband's web of lies. Armchair detectives across the country pored over every detail of the case, offering theories and speculations that ranged from plausible to wildly outlandish. The media attention brought both benefits and challenges to the investigation. On one hand, it kept the case in the public eye and led to numerous tips and leads. On the other, it created a circus-like atmosphere in Ocean View, with tourists and thrill-seekers flocking to the town in hopes of catching a glimpse of the infamous James Thornton or uncovering some overlooked clue. Throughout it all, Sophia's family never gave up hope of finding her. Her parents, Maria and Carlos Martinez, became fixtures in the media, pleading for information and keeping their daughter's memory alive. The pain etched on their faces was a stark reminder of the human toll of this tragic mystery. As the investigation entered its second year, a breakthrough finally came. A witness came forward with information about a woman matching Sophia's description who had been seen boarding a private yacht in a marina about 50 miles down the coast, just days after her disappearance. The witness, a dock worker named Tom Bradley, had initially dismissed the sighting but came forward after seeing a recent news report about the case. This new lead sent investigators scrambling. They traced the yacht to a shell company linked to James Thornton, providing the first solid connection between James and Sophia's disappearance. Maritime records showed that the yacht had set sail for Mexico on the day of the sighting, but its whereabouts after that were unknown. The revelation that Sophia might have left the country added a new level of complexity to the case. International law enforcement agencies were brought in, and the search expanded beyond the borders of the United States. The possibility that Sophia might still be alive, perhaps held against her will, reignited public interest and brought a renewed sense of urgency to the investigation. As the hunt for the mysterious yacht intensified, more of James Thornton's elaborate plan came to light. Investigators discovered that he had been meticulously planning his exit strategy for years, creating false identities, stockpiling cash, and establishing connections with a network of unsavory characters who specialized in making people disappear. The picture that emerged was one of a man who had spent his entire adult life crafting a false persona, always with an eye toward the ultimate con. James Thornton, it seemed, had never intended to settle down with Sophia. Instead, she was merely the latest and most ambitious part of his long-running scheme. As international law enforcement closed in on the yacht's possible locations, tension in Ocean View reached a fever pitch. The town had become synonymous with the case, its once idyllic image forever tarnished by the scandal. Local businesses struggled as the tourist industry dried up, replaced by a steady stream of true crime enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists. The breakthrough in the case came almost 2 years to the day after Sophia's disappearance. The yacht was finally located in a small private marina on the coast of Costa Rica. Local authorities, working in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement, raided the vessel in the early hours of the morning. What they found on board shocked even the most seasoned investigators. James Thornton was there, living under an assumed name, but he wasn't alone. With him was a woman who, at first glance, appeared to be Sophia Martinez. However, as the authorities delved deeper, they uncovered a truth stranger than fiction. The woman was not Sophia, but rather an accomplice named Isabella Morales. Isabella, it turned out, was a skilled con artist in her own right who had been working with James for years. She had undergone extensive plastic surgery to resemble Sophia, part of an elaborate plan to assume her identity and access her substantial inheritance. The real Sophia Martinez, tragically, had never left Ocean View. In a final heartbreaking twist, her remains were discovered buried in the cave system where investigators had found evidence of habitation months earlier. Forensic analysis revealed that she had been killed on the very night of her disappearance, likely within hours of returning to the hotel suite with James. The arrest of James Thornton and Isabella Morales brought a wave of emotions crashing over Ocean View and the nation as a whole. There was relief that the perpetrators had finally been brought to justice, but also deep sadness and anger at the senseless loss of a young woman's life. As the full extent of James and Isabella's crimes came to light during the trial, the public was left grappling with the knowledge that such evil could hide in plain sight. The case sparked national conversations about trust, identity, and the masks people wear in the age of social media and carefully curated public personas. For the Martinez family, the resolution of the case brought a mix of closure and renewed grief. They could finally lay their daughter to rest, but the pain of her loss and the betrayal by the man she had trusted with her life would never fully heal. Detective Sarah Collins, whose tireless work had been instrumental in solving the case, found herself hailed as a hero. However, she struggled with the knowledge that they had been so close to finding Sophia in those early days, possibly even while she was still alive. The weight of those missed opportunities would haunt her for years to come. In the aftermath of the trial, Ocean View struggled to reclaim its identity. The town that had once been known for its beautiful beaches and friendly atmosphere was now infamous as the site of one of the most shocking crimes in recent memory. Local leaders worked to shift the narrative, focusing on how the community had come together in the face of tragedy. As for James Thornton and Isabella Morales, they were both sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Their trial had captivated the nation, exposing a world of high-stakes cons and elaborate deceptions that seemed more fitting for a Hollywood thriller than real life. The case of Sophia Martinez's disappearance and the unraveling of James Thornton's web of lies served as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath even the most perfect-seeming surfaces. It sparked important conversations about trust, intimacy, and the importance of truly knowing someone before committing to a life together. In the years that followed, Sophia's case became a cautionary tale, a tragic example of how appearances can be deceiving. Books were written, documentaries were made, and her case was studied in criminology classes across the country. While nothing could undo the pain caused by James Thornton's actions, there was hope that by sharing Sophia's case, others might be spared a similar fate. The sleepy town of Ocean View would never be the same. The Ocean View Grand Hotel, once a symbol of luxury and romance, struggled to shake off the shadow of the tragedy that had unfolded within its walls. Many locals moved away, unable to bear the constant reminders of what had happened. Yet, even in the face of such darkness, there were glimmers of light. The Martinez family established a foundation in Sophia's name dedicated to supporting victims of fraud and domestic abuse. Detective Sarah Collins became an advocate for improved international cooperation in missing persons cases, using her experiences to push for changes in how such investigations are handled. Thank you for joining us for this gripping true crime case. We hope you found it engaging and thought-provoking. Your interest and support mean a great deal to us. We look forward to bringing you more captivating stories in our upcoming videos. Each tale we share is carefully crafted to delve into the complexities of human nature and the intricacies of criminal investigations. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe. Remember, sometimes truth is indeed stranger than fiction. We'll see you in our next video. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss our next thrilling case. Goodbye for now.